Good morning or afternoon, whatever it is where you are right now. My name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel, I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse in toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. So if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and we'll just get going. So I thought that maybe today we would talk about Elon Musk. And I know that's a weird topic for me, but there's a reason. The thing is that I read some tweets and some articles recently about how because Elon Musk put the, tried to create this machine that would help get these kids out of the Thai, the Thai children out of the mountain, out of the tunnels. Pardon my stumble. Hi, Andrea. Andrea, my bad. Are you Andrea? Okay. Anywho, it's good to see you. Let me get back to where I was. Okay. So Elon Musk, he tweeted out that he was creating this machine that was going to help to get the boys out from the Thailand situation. They were stuck in the tunnels. Well, as it turns out, they didn't use that machine, but what I found very interesting is that a lot of people said, okay, this guy's a narcissist and he's making this about him. So I did a little bit of, hey, everybody. So I did a little bit of research on this guy. I kind of was already aware of him because I like to learn about people who are innovators, geniuses, things like this. And I had already kind of been aware of him. I'd already watched several interviews with him and all of this stuff, but I never thought of the idea that maybe he was a narcissist. So I did some research and I came up with some interesting things. One of the things I came up with was the fact that he was abused as a child by his father. He was born in South Africa, and then after he grew up, he moved to the United States and became, I think, a citizen. But his father apparently was very abusive when he was growing up. So some people say it's possible that he could be a narcissist. Some people say he has narcissistic tendencies. I don't know. Maybe he has narcissistic tendencies. I don't know. Personally, I don't get a narcissist vibe from him. I do get a vibe of someone who's very driven and focused on what he wants, but that's what you have to be if you're going to become a billionaire, I guess. So I want to throw the question out to you guys. Do you think that Elon Musk is a narcissist? And if you do, let me know why. And if you don't, let me know why. I can't wait to talk about this with you guys. Hello. Okay, Julia's Castle said she was wondering about that. Hello, Egypt Thompson, and welcome. Hello, Malta. Hello, my friend. Happy to see you. We have James F. Hey, James. How you doing, my friend? And Andrea says, missed you all. We missed you too. How are you? What's going on? Tell us. Julia's Castle. Hello again. Tommy D in the house. Hey, Tommy D. How are you? Stephanie. Hello. And welcome. Cynthia Beilicki is back. Hey, we haven't seen you in a while. How are you? She says, Elon Musk may just want to help or get publicity. She says the lack of empathy is the biggest indicator for me. Okay, so I looked that up. And what I saw, Cynthia, I tried to figure out does he have empathy? There was one situation where he was talking about, there was like an interview. I guess it was like 60 Minutes or something. And he was talking about how the astronauts were talking bad about him and his efforts because he doesn't have experience in space or whatever. And it could have just been a narcissistic injury thing, but I saw that he actually had real tears in his eyes and he seemed very genuinely disturbed that these guys were talking badly about him. He didn't say anything negative about them, which I thought was positive and not like a narcissist. Of course, he was on television and he knew this, so there's that to consider as well. But I don't know. I know that he supposedly has a stutter. I know that there are a lot of different possibilities here. So I'm really interested in, I don't really have an opinion either way, I guess. I kind of think I can see some tendencies for sure. I see here that Slavic Princess says she strongly believes that he's a narcissist. And I think that's really interesting. I can't wait to hear what the rest of you guys have to say about this. Do we think this guy is a narcissist? Hello, namaste. It's so good to see you again. Hello, Misty Dawn. Yonanaya. Did I say that right? Hello and welcome. Anna's here. Hello, hello. Maddie, Ms. Maddie Gutierrez, and Malta from the Mod Squad in the house. I'm so happy to see you guys. Maddie has a question. She says, what do you say to people that keep saying to get over it and move on concerning me going no contact and dumping the narcissist? As far as I can say about that, Maddie, the best thing I would tell you is to do what you need to do for your own healing. If people have a problem with what you're doing, then just don't talk about it to those people. And if they attack you for being who you are, well, then maybe you have some things to be concerned about. What I've learned is that I don't waste my breath on people who don't understand me, or who won't, I should say, understand me. Does that make any sense? Let me know if you have any other questions about that. Or maybe there are more details that you can share with me that I'm missing here. Good morning, beautiful chaos, and welcome. Tommy D says his ex-narcissist has been on his mind like crazy. He's trying to avoid these thoughts, but he's been kind of in a depression. He's trying to snap out of it. He's happy to be here today. Tommy D, I'm happy that you're here today. I want you to remind yourself why you went away in the first place. And I don't know if you ever took the time to write down all the reasons while they were still fresh in your mind. But if you haven't, take the time to do that right now. And if you did, go back and review your list and remember how much she hurt you and how often she hurt you and why you decided to go. That's a really important thing. Let's see. Andrea says, I've been good. I'm trying to build my photography business, but I really miss you all. That's so cool, Andrea. I love that. I hope it's going well. Send me a Facebook invite to like your page. I would be very, very happy to do that and follow you there. Let's see here. Yonaya says, I did well. I didn't let him kiss me on the mouth. Very good. Very good, Yonaya. Very good. Yonanaya. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, and I'm so sorry. Slavic Princess says, a lack of warm empathy should be an incredible, obvious red flag to me by now. Absolutely feel you on that. And again, I don't know this guy personally, so I don't really know how he is behind closed doors. Another interesting thing I read about Elon Musk, though, is that he actually, and I don't know how directly this is from him, but from what I've read, his employees, the employees of the large businesses that he owns, one of them is Solar something or other, say that they're treated very badly. And if that's the case, that kind of shocks me. And it kind of makes me think maybe he is a narcissist because he's not considering the little people. But on the flip side of that, I also see the value in some of his work. And so can someone be a narcissist and still be of value to society is my question. And I guess that's entirely possible. But then again, I don't know. Oh, wait. He even pulled out his dummy, as he calls it. Oh my gosh, Yonanaya, that's terrible. Yeah, relationships are definitely about way more than sex, for sure. And it's my pleasure, Andrea. Doreen B in the house. Hey, girl. Hey, welcome back. How are you? And Shar, hello, hello. Yonanaya says, okay, I'm just listening now. Hugs to you as well, sir. Ma'am, I can't even see your face very well in that picture, so I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm so sorry. Virginia Wilson says, how does anyone know if a person is narcissistic unless they are personally involved with that person? Exactly. That was my point too, I guess. I was really shocked to see how many people called this person out as a narcissist because, again, I think the primary red flag of a narcissist would be the lack of empathy. And unfortunately, I don't think any of us here know Elon Musk personally. We don't know how he is behind closed doors. And I think that is probably the primary indicator. Then again, somebody mentioned our president earlier, and I do not talk politics on this channel, and I will not, but I think that a lot of people have decided that he is a narcissist. And that's all I'm going to say about that, because that's all I'm going to say. Tommy D says, I actually broke no contact and texted my ex-narcissist. Oh, geez. She's ignored me. She ignored me, he says, but that's not the best place to be, but I'm here. Okay, so you slipped. Big deal. Take a deep breath and you're back and you're doing what you need to do to get your head in the right place, Tommy D. So explain to me in the chat, if you don't mind, what drove you to send that message? What made you want to message her? What did you forget? Because we get abuse amnesia. We forget. We remember all the good things and we forget all the bad things. That's part of the reason that, the humanity continues, because we forget how hard childbirth was and we do it again. That's a joke, but it's not a joke really though, because they're, all right, moving right along. Let's see here. So cool, Andrea. Thank you. I look forward to seeing that. Let's see. Misty. Oh, Maddie. What am I talking about? I just saw Misty and Maddie in the same. Woo woo. Maddie says, after 2 years of narc abuse, it's only been 5 months since I dumped him. Thank you for your advice. I agree with you. We'll implement your advice. Okay, honey. Good, good. I'm glad. Yeah, 5 months is not very much time to heal. And you certainly are not required to be in contact with any narcissist ever if you don't want to. I mean, unless you have children with them, and then you can still keep it to a minimum. Yeah. Yonanaya says, I have a narc friend and he is having issues. I broke no contact from him last night. Oh, that's so hard. Take a deep breath and re-implement that no contact. Jump back on that wagon, my friend. I promise it'll help. Tommy D says, I remember the hell she put me through and I know there's better, but my new relationship was not working. And I think it's because I'm still living in my ex-narcissist world and the pain still lingers. Well, how can you change that? If your ex-narcissist is at your church, maybe you need to go to a different church. If your ex-narcissist is in your neighborhood, have you thought about moving? How can you change it, Tommy D? Let us know. Cynthia says, do all narcissists have that one person that they exploit, someone who loves them and they dump on them, use them for support, and then discard them? Commonly, most narcissists have someone in their lives that they use for supply, whether it is a romantic partner or a child or a friend, or even an employee in some cases, or a boss. Most narcissists up to a point have someone that they use as supply. Now, in some cases, that person becomes an employee because the narcissist is so toxic, they push everyone else away. Like some people, might abuse their housekeeper, or they might abuse, their workmate or whatever, or everyone who comes in contact with them. But generally, most of them have a source of supply until sometimes when they get older and they become less physically attractive and that's all they've ever sold themselves on, then they become what we call a collapsed narcissist. And I've talked about that in a video before, if you're interested in that. Virginia Wilson says there's no value to a full-blown narcissist. Right. But then if that's the case, do we not see value? If Elon Musk is a narcissist, do we not see value in his work? I don't know. Slavic Princess says, these narcissists really have a get the job done kind of attitude. They're not fit to be in a romantic relationship. So I agree with that. They are definitely not fit to be in a romantic relationship. I think my question is, it doesn't have to be a narcissist to get the job done. And I've seen plenty of narcissists who are slackers and do nothing. I've seen a lot of narcissists who pretend they're going to do something and they do nothing. And I work my butt off and I am not a narcissist. So I think I don't know that that's a fair way to identify a narcissist. What do you think? Tommy D says, hello, everybody. Where was I? Tommy D. Malta says, good to see you. Ms. Lily says, of course he is. Ms. Lily says he is a narcissist. Okay. And tell me what it is that what do you see in Elon Musk that makes you think he's a narcissist? Put that in the chat for me, because I'm really interested in knowing your thoughts on this, because I'm really on the fence about it. All right. Tink says she also, hey, Cindy Crawford, how are you, my friend? Tink says she also went no contact or broke no contact. So let me just say this. If you broke no contact, I want you all, whoever is in the room today who broke no contact, do me a favor, jump in the chat and tell me what you're going to do to change this. Tell me what you want. Do you want to be abused? Do you want to stay happy and free? What do you want from your life? Put it in the chat. Okay. Now, Anna says, don't forget the myriad of levels that narcissism displays. And I think she's referring back to the Elon Musk discussion. And so let's talk about that. There's definitely a spectrum of narcissism. You've got people the fact is there's a certain amount of narcissism that is healthy, because on a very simple level, narcissism is just self-interest. And it is literally the thing that drives us to get up out of bed in the morning, eat food, take care of our bodies, do all the things we have to do. So at what point does it become, excuse me, at what point does it become toxic? Well, here you are over here on the healthy end of the scale, and then I think we get to the point where we become too self-involved. We become, we're too into our selfies. We're up, and right about here, we hit the I'm on my imaginary scale, right about here, we hit the no empathy factor. When we get to that point where we have no empathy for other people in our lives, or at least a lack of empathy, then we become toxic. Self-interest up to a point is okay. We have to take care of ourselves. If we don't take care of ourselves, we can't take care of anyone else. So once we get to the point where we're like, okay, well, I care enough about myself. I love myself enough that I'm going to take care of myself and sometimes put myself first when it's appropriate to do so. That's healthy. When we get to the place where like, I'm going to do all those things, I'm going to take care of myself and I'm going to, do everything for me, but I'm not going to take care of my kids or my friends or my family. I'm not going to care about anybody else. Unhealthy, right? Or I'm going to take care of their basic needs, but I'm going to emotionally hurt them. No, we're not going to do that. This is not who you and I are, right? So the spectrum is wide. And does it require a certain amount of narcissism to succeed in life? Yeah, to get up out of bed, it requires a little self-interest, right? So there is a major spectrum. I totally agree with that. But on the flip side of that, again, is this person a toxic narcissist? Is Elon Musk a toxic narcissist? Tell me in the chat what you think. Tink says you are quickly reminded that things never change. Agreed. Tommy D says, hello, marvelous one. Talking about the Malta. Good to see you too, my friend. All right, where was I? Okay, and Cynthia says abuse amnesia. I need to remember that. Yes, indeed, my friend. Malta says hello to Maureen, and it's a pleasure. Egypt Thompson says that Elon Musk is considered a communal narcissist. Now, that might make more sense because I think what you're speaking about there is when you have like a group of narcissists together or a groupthink narcissism. Is that right? Kitty Lou is from Vienna. Hello, Kitty Lou. Welcome. She says this is her first live stream. Well, I'm happy to have you, my friend. Welcome to the Stanley. Cromulus says Elon Musk, he's a bit of a nutter on the spruce goose level. I like that. He says eccentric and no scientist for sure, but I don't think he's a narcissist. Is he? This is my question. I want to know what you guys think because I cannot. First of all, I don't think any of us can make a fair judgment on him because, again, we don't know him behind closed doors. If somebody does, let me know, though. I'm very interested in knowing about that. But yeah, I'm kind of on that same level as Cromulus, where I'm like, well, yeah, he's a little bit different. He's eccentric for sure. Personally, I love eccentric people. But is he a narcissist? I don't know. I guess I should have looked up what his wife said about him or his ex-wife. I don't really know. Debbie Miller Walsh. Hello, my friend. Welcome back. Mimi is here. Hello, Mimi. Welcome. She says, last year I let go of a narcissist friend, but now I have trouble trusting new people. I do, however, feel very free since then. Yeah, that's a very common thing. And I think a lot of us can admit to having a little trouble trusting people. Like even now, I mean, and Dana Morningstar talks about this all the time. She's like, you don't have to let people in your life who are hurting you or who are making, who make you feel uncomfortable. There are plenty of people in your life who make you feel just fine, right? So it's a process. For me, I have like various levels of friendship. I've got the inner circle, and then the ones in the middle, and then the outer circle, and then I've got acquaintances beyond that. So the inner circle is very small, and I'm okay with that. Yeah. Oh, Egypt says, my dad is a communal malignant narcissist. Very interesting. I'll have to look into that a little deeper. Cynthia says, regarding Elon Musk, that if he is a narcissist, he can still bring value, even though he is self-serving, assuming he's a narcissist. However, on a human level, I don't see the rest of that. Oh, my. I'll come back to that. Oh, wait. Oh, however, on a human level, ... Okay. Mimi says Elon Musk probably has good intentions, but it's hard to differentiate it from self-serving qualities in this case. Yeah. Oh, Egypt. Okay. She says Google communal narcissist. Okay. So the word communal narcissist, that's what I would call an altruistic narcissist. So that's the type of narcissist that would do nice things. Like she says here, she says they love being seen holding starving children. They do stuff like post it's Rescue Dog Thursday, blah, blah, blah. And her father has been great to us. Now that makes sense. That makes more sense to me. And maybe if Elon Musk is a narcissist, that's the type of narcissist he might be. I agree with you 100%. I just call it something else. But I will definitely look into that term. Okay. Tommy D says, it's all in my head and my heart. I think it's just me who's broken. I must get it together. Okay. You have to stop beating yourself up, Tommy D. That's not helpful. Give yourself a little break and recognize, okay, you're human. Maybe you've got a little crack or crease here and there, but you're not broken. You know, you can repair this. You can fix this. Take a deep breath and be grateful that she didn't respond to you and start back on the path of inner peace, outer peace, life, the way you want it to be. She's just not the right one. Mimi says he probably has good intentions, Elon Musk, but it's hard to differentiate it from self-serving qualities in this case. Absolutely agree. Let's see here. And Terry Ellis, hello and welcome. Oops, now I lost my place. Hold on a minute. Oh, Egypt is a guy. Sorry about that, Egypt. My bad. Welcome. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to see very much in the pictures. Okay. Now I lost my place. Okay, here we go. Now this is interesting. Okay, Slavic Princess says, name one well-known CEO who isn't narcissistic. I may have already said that, but I don't know about that. I don't know what you would consider, you know, technically I'm a CEO. I'm not well-known, but I'm a CEO technically. So I don't know if that's really true. But maybe they're all narcissists. I don't know. Maybe that's why. I don't know. I don't like to just assume people are narcissists. I don't think that's healthy for us, but I get what you're saying. Let's see here. Cynthia has to go do some chores. Okay. Well, thank you for coming in, Cynthia. And Elle says, I'm trying to understand how Elon Musk ended up being the title of this stream. Okay. So I read about Elon Musk having, you know, tried to help the people in Thailand with the boys that were stuck in a cave. And people were saying he was a narcissist because he made it all about himself. And that's why I just thought maybe we could talk about that and try to figure out what this meant. Cindy Crawford says, I want to be strong and confident and not be involved with toxic people. I'm simply not going to reach out again and delete his number out of my phone. Right on. Absolutely with you. Pamela Mertz, hello and welcome. She says, I personally don't see Musk as a narcissist. He may have some traits, but he doesn't strike me as a full-blown narcissist. And that's how I feel about it as well, I think. I think from what I've seen of him, maybe he has some traits, but is he a full-blown narcissist? I mean, anything's possible. I'm not discounting the entire idea, but he didn't strike me that way. I think that's a fair way to put it. I like the way you said that. Vinyl says, I keep dreaming of my ex-narcissist. It's kind of annoying. I can't forget him. Well, maybe you're dreaming of him to remind yourself why you don't want to be with him. And if that's the case, take some time and journal about it. Write down your feelings about it and why you don't want to go back. And you should do that sooner rather than later because it will help your neural pathways connect differently, if that makes any sense. And don't forget the things that did happen to you. Okay. Let's see. Boy. Hello, Colleen. Welcome back, my friend. And Tommy D says, I have this heaviness that I've carried forward with me at times. Like now, I just can't seem to shake it off, shake it off. You can do it, Tommy D. You can do it. Music is very helpful, by the way. Yeah. Let's see what this says. BDK says, Elon looks like he's slowly morphing into a complete squarehead, hell-bent on influencing people to get and take brain pills with chips. Oh, he says, I don't know. Elon says, hey, stupid humans, take my smart pills. That's funny. Or here, stupid humans. Tommy D says, what's an Elon? We're talking about Elon Musk, the billionaire who tried to help the boys. I think you may have already picked that up by now. The boys from Thailand, but didn't help him. Andrea says to Cindy Crawford, you can do it. Ask yourself, who do you love more? I decided to love me more. You can do it. Oh, I love that. And I totally agree. Terry Ellis says, they never change. I tried with my mom a million times and she just points fingers and has a huge lack of empathy for me and any problem I have. Not a good person to go to for any support. Yeah, I totally agree with you. That's unfortunately, Terry, that's exactly how they roll. That's exactly what narcissists do, what they are. They cannot, the toxic type that we're talking about, they have no empathy in it. It's irrelevant to, to actually attempt to make a narcissist have empathy is an exercise in frustration and much more crazy making. Yeah. Hey, Sam, he says, I have no idea who that Elon guy is, but let's hear some. Well, welcome back, Sam. Happy to have you. Colleen Colleen says hello to Malta, and she's happy to see you. Oh, okay. Let's see. I don't get it. Okay. NL says, she says, disclaimer, I like Elon Musk and his endeavors. To me, he's not totally human. He is that combination of extremely intelligent, visionary, and all the good stuff. And so focus on what he wants and his amazing, I don't see the rest of her comment. Yeah. And that's possible that, I see him in that same kind of way where he's a visionary and he's very intelligent and all of those things. But does that make him a narcissist? I don't know. I'm not sure, that the lack of empathy is there. Maybe it is. Maybe the reason that he was out doing what he was doing was in fact because he wants everybody to see him trying to help people, and he's an altruistic narcissist or a communal narcissist, as someone said. But I'm not sure. X dude says, not to sound kind of awkward, but may I know why a chat on this topic started, because I've never seen Angie chat about such topics. Yeah, that's X dude. It's because I was really confused about an article I read, several articles I read about Elon Musk being a narcissist, because I'd never thought of him that way before. But when he put out the tweets where he was offering to help the kids in Thailand, and he was making like this ship thing that they were going to put the kids in so they could get through there. Okay. A lot of people were like, he's just a narcissist. He wasn't really trying to do anything. And so I wanted to just kind of see what you guys thought about that. That was why the topic of the discussion. And I'm trying to kind of, grow a little bit with you, let's. Okay. Oh, Doreen says, Angie, yesterday, my suspicions about the narcissist and my phone were reluctantly confirmed by a T-Mobile tech. All of my communication was routed to his phone. No wonder I became isolated, creepy. That is very scary, Doreen. And if you have any tips, like from the, from the people at T-Mobile that they might have given you to be aware of this stuff, please put them in the chat here or text me or email me with them, because I'm really interested in knowing what they said, because I would love to help other survivors find out and be aware. So let me tell you guys really quickly, this is a little bit off topic, but if you are suspicious that someone's watching your phone, take your phone down to your provider and ask them to check, because as you see, they reluctantly confirmed to Doreen that this was happening to her. That means it's possible. That means it's really a thing. So please, if you're worried at all about that, please take your phone down and get it checked out, or get a new phone. Hello, Cindy, says Colleen. And NL says, amazing. Elon Musk's amazing ideas that he just cannot connect with the rest of humans. For that reason, I think he's from another planet. I've thought of things like that before too, very often. And yeah, I get that. So that maybe not connecting with other humans, yeah. Egypt, yeah, they get validation from saving others. I totally see that. I can totally see that. I don't understand what's going on, Maddie. Okay. Tracy York says, hi, I broke no contact. It was a weak moment. My instincts knew it would stop the pain. The only problem is it would be the same as papering over the cracks. Yeah. Well, they don't change, and we know that. So on the plus side, I did it once too. I broke no contact once too. And it doesn't mean that we're bad people. What it means is that we needed to check or we needed to confirm that we were right. And so I hope that you were able to see when you did break no contact that you were right in the first place. I hope that's a little bit helpful. Let's see. Doreen says, oh, Tommy D says, we can have a fake love text relationship. No, no, Tommy D. Hey, Literal Best, how are you? It's so good to see you. Literal Best says you're always so validating and inspiring. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that, my friend. Hey, Las Miranda, how are you? Welcome back. And Egypt says, why does the narcissist have the... Some of them do have some pretty good skills in that area, Egypt. But it definitely can be equally amazing with an empath if you choose to try that. Think about it. Doreen says, I think a communal narcissist is one around. Yeah, I got that. Thank you. Tommy D says, do you ever see the show Billions? The whole show is full of narcs. No, I never did. I don't really get to watch that much TV. I try to, but I run out of time. My days are busy. Las Miranda says, I think it's dangerous these days with labeling people. If you help someone, you're likely to be called a narcissist. If you don't help, the same thing. We need to be careful. That's what I'm saying. Like, are we really labeling someone we don't even know? I don't know. Maybe people know more. Obviously, people know more about Elon Musk than I do in the world, because I've only just kind of watched some like inspirational stuff that he's done. But I think, except this morning, I watched several videos with him and I really watched his face and his mouth to see like how would I read him if I was trying to read him. And I didn't really get that vibe, but I could be wrong. I'm just saying I didn't get the vibe. Yeah. Okay. Sam says, okay, now I know who we're talking about. Tesla and PayPal co-founder. Hadn't seen the news about Thailand. Out of touch with that situation. Yeah. Well, it's not a huge deal. I mean, it is a huge deal, but I'm not like super concerned about it. I just thought it was an interesting topic that maybe we could discuss, since we're all kind of educating ourselves as we go, right? Ms. Lily says, my family went out of town. It's so nice to be in a peaceful house. Oh, girl. I feel you. I like when that happens. It doesn't happen very often over here, but usually they want me to go, but whatever. But I have a great family. I'm not complaining. The family that lives here in my house, I mean. Cindy says, Tommy D, I reached out to my ex-narc husband and he didn't respond to me. I think it's a way of holding more control over us. It's part of who they are. We will shake it off and overcome. Yes. Ex-dude says, hey, Angie, I feel very weary by the time I complete my journal entry to write my feelings down. But at the same time, I also write rep. Do you think I can express myself through that rather than a diary entry? Yes. I of course. In fact, if you do, please send me links to what you produce if you produce it, because I would love to hear it. I would love that. I would love to support you guys in anything you're doing. If you're doing it online and I can support you, send me links. I will do what I can. Yes, I love that. Ms. Lily said, and by the way, I don't know if you know this about me, ex-dude, but I'm totally into rap. I like it. I like it a lot. Ms. Lily says, I was talking about the president, not Elon Musk. Oh, I got you. Okay. Thank you. She says, but I also believe no human is useless. I'd like to believe that as well, Miss Lily. I would. Miss Namaste Summer says, deciding to help and helping is real. Seeing a need and making an announcement isn't helping. It's self-promotion. Okay. I agree with you on that. However, what I read was that it wasn't his idea initially to help. He was kind of like urged by some of his followers. He was getting tweeted at. And so he's like, okay, well, here's what I can try to do. And so then he had this machine being built or whatever, and it was going to arrive in a certain, I don't know. But the way that it looked to me was that someone spurred him. One of his social media followers spurred him to start being involved. This happens to me all the time. People reach out to me and say, can you help with this cause or that cause? And I do what I can. But I'm not a billionaire or even a millionaire, so that's probably not relevant. But I wouldn't have the resources to do what he was trying to do. So I don't really know the answer. Again, I'm still on the fence. Yeah. But I see what you're saying, Namaste Summer, that making the announcement was was self-promotion. But at the same time, I think what he was doing was responding to his followers. And then when he did tweet the video, that was actually of the thing being tested. And again, it's all, 6 in one, half dozen in the other anyway, but it's just an interesting topic, I guess. Tommy D says, I found my choice in music to be hurting me, not helping me. Listening to old love songs. Oh, for sure. With lyrics of needing and wanting. I've got to switch back to my Christian music. Christian music or anything upbeat. I think like almost anything Bruno Mars talks about is good, except for the really slow ones. I mean, I like the slow ones too, but like 24 Karat Magic, I'm really into that one. Or any of his happy songs. There's that one song by Pharrell Williams is Happy. I think they used it in a Disney movie or something, but it's a great one. Here's Malta's thoughts on Elon Musk. He says, we could be looking at a company director that is promoting leading edge innovation to attract investors, particularly when it was speculated that the rescue would take months. Yeah, that was what I was trying to say. Malta, we're on the same page. I do. I don't know if, does that mean he's a narcissist? I don't feel like it does at all, but that's just me again. But then again, I'm now that someone brought up the communal narcissist, or what I would call the altruistic narcissist, it's the same concept. So, where they might try to gain approval or validation from helping people. But I guess if you're going to be a narcissist who's not directly affecting my life, that would be the best kind. But then again, if he's directly affecting people in a negative way, even, his wife or his whoever's with him, that could be very unhealthy and would make me like him less. Doreen says, watch Catfish on MTV. It's satisfying to see narcissists caught and have to admit that they just don't give a poop about anyone else and that they don't care, even on national television, but they run like cockroaches. Yeah, I know one particular narcissist that we have blocked over and over and over and over again on our phones. This person keeps getting different phone numbers or borrowing people's phones and calling. And I call that person a cockroach as well. That's funny. Anyway, let's see here. Now I lost my place. Here we go. Lost Miranda says, hey, Angie, have you read the book by the son from Alice Miller, who wrote about how his mother had two personalities and was horrible to him? I'm reading it currently. It's so helpful. I have not read that book, but I can relate to that feeling. Yeah, and I might check that out. Ms. Lily says all narcissists are not toxic, and I agree with that. Terry Ellis says, how can I ask her to get help? She wants to see my kids, but one doesn't really like her. He's 4. He's onto her maybe. Anyway, is it possible to tell her I'm done and I can't get her to see? Terry, you could ask her to get help. That it's not going to help, unfortunately, if she's truly a narcissist. The unfortunate thing is that if the kids don't, are we talking about your children's mother? Or are we talking about your mother? Who are we talking about? Because if you're going no contact and this person isn't the children's mother, then you don't have anything to do. You can just disconnect and not, if it's your mother and you're not ready to go full on no contact, then maybe what you want to do is just be too busy, or the kids are busy and you just can't, do it. But I would say consider no contact if this is not the children's mother. Mimi says, my ex-friend did volunteer work for church and homeless people, but in this case, she wasn't doing it from the goodness of her heart. It was to look good in the eyes of others, just like the Musk situation. And that's incredibly possible. And that's the thing. I know people just like that. So it's totally possible that that's the thing. I agree with you on that. Miss Lily says, new phone company now. Yes, indeed, my friend. Okay. Egypt says, your channel saved me when I found out about my dad being a narcissist. I'm so glad. I'm so glad to hear that. Miriam, hello, Miriam. Welcome back. Tommy D has to run. See you soon, man. Let's see. Rue is here. Hey, Rue. Welcome, welcome. And Las Miranda says, hello, everyone. Oh, yeah. Doreen says, I would love to do that with Tommy D, but it would drive him crazy, but he would use it in the divorce. Probably true. But please don't do that. It's unhealthy for everyone involved. Miriam says Elon Musk co-founded PayPal. I must have forgotten. Yep. Miriam says, I will just say that the sooner and further away you get from narcissists, the better you will be. That is the truth, 100%. Let's see here. Does DBT with prolonged exposure therapy work well for CPTSD and or narcissistic abuse syndrome? I mean, that's debatable. It depends on your situation and your person. I don't see why prolonged exposure therapy would be very helpful in that case. But DBT can help. Tracy York says, yes, I definitely only got confirmation of his lack of humanity. Luckily, I had been educating myself with your support group, so I was able to protect myself a little. Many thanks to you all. Excellent, excellent. All right. Robin Thomas says, aren't all narcissists crazy? Oh, wait a minute. I missed something. I'll come back to that. Okay. Egypt says, narcissists are the ones calling cops on Black people so they can get TV time. I hope that's not always true. But narcissists are probably, yeah, I mean, just to get TV time. Yeah, I can see that. Literal Best says, I've been good. Thanks for asking. Just crazy busy. Hope everything has been good on your end. It's always such a treat to be here with you leading. Thank you so much. And yeah, things are mostly good over here. I'm trying to get my, it's hard to stay on schedule in the summertime because my kids are home and I'm running with them like crazy with their swim team and their piano lessons and all the things they do, but it's good. Let's see here. Andrea says, wonderful day, guys. Have to go. Be blessed. Okay. Oh, Terry says that's his mother or her mother, his or her mother. I can't see it, just ST in your circle, but that they're your children. Okay. I had to do that with my mother. I had to go no contact and keep my children from continuing to be ignored by her, basically, because she ended up only knowing one of my three children of her by her own choice. She had the opportunity to know the other two and chose not to. So I chose to end all of that for them, and that's better for us. So I would this would be about going no contact with her more than keeping your children from her. And if your children don't like her, you're not required to do anything. In most states, grandparents have no rights legally. So, and believe me, I've checked. Okay. Malta says, for those of you wondering who Elon Musk is, oh, Jennifer Grove says that Elon Musk might be bipolar. Now that's possible. Okay. Wait a minute. Let me get back up here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm all over the place today. Robin Thomas says, aren't all narcissists toxic? Can someone explain that? No, they're not all toxic because everybody has a certain degree of narcissism, right? Like I said, you have to have a certain amount of self-interest. On a very base level, narcissism is self-interest. But in order to succeed in life, in order to get up out of bed and feed yourself and clothe yourself and do all the things, you have to have a certain amount of self-interest. But it becomes toxic when the lack of empathy kicks in. And when you stop caring how other people feel, that's when it becomes toxic. And it goes beyond that. It goes all the way over to psychopath and sociopath. But that's the beginning of it. Or also the thing that seems to unite narcissists of the toxic nature, they all have that one quality where they really don't care how other people feel. Yeah, lack of empathy. Okay. Malta says, for those who are wondering who Elon Musk is, Wikipedia currently defines him as follows. Elon Reeve Musk, FRS, is an American business magnate. I'm probably saying that wrong. Investor and engineer. He's the founder, CEO, and lead designer of SpaceX, co-founder, CEO, and product architect of Tesla, and co-founder and CEO of Neuralink. Yeah, so that's who Elon Musk is. What ring light do you use? Love the lighting. Egypt says it is the cheap one. It's Neewer, Neewer. Thank you. Bipolar has nothing to do with narcissism. Miriam says that's absolutely the truth. I have done videos about that because sometimes people confuse the symptoms of the two. So you're welcome to check those out. Hey, Jeanette Stetson Buck, welcome back. And let's see. Wendy Smith says, hello, any help with letting go from toxic elderly parents and siblings affected but in denial? I've done lots of videos about going no contact with parents, some of them even recently. But basically what you're going to have to do is just, you're going to have to just make a decision and start taking action to go no contact. So, if you need to block them from your phone, do that, or just let the phone ring and don't answer when they call, don't return calls, all that stuff. A lot of people like to tell a narcissist, hey, I'm going to go no contact with you. In my case, I sort of screamed it because I chose to do that in a moment of shock and horror, I guess. And you can see my story on, if you just type into the YouTube search, Angie Atkinson's story time, you can see my story. But it was a horrible moment that I decided to go no contact. And so I did scream. It was out of instinct rather than actual knowledge, because I didn't even know what I was dealing with at that moment. But yeah, it was helpful to me. So check those out, and check those videos out, Wendy. I've got lots of videos on that. I've done it myself. I know it's hard. Jennifer Grove says, right, bipolar is a chemical disorder, not a personality disorder. That's right. She said, I just suggested because that's what I've heard, and it may explain his behavior. Either way, it doesn't take away from his brilliance. I agree. And I've also heard people say maybe he's autistic. I don't know anything about him personally. I don't. I only know I read about his childhood being very abusive. He came from South Africa, and he is a naturalized citizen at this point, as far as I know. I also know that he is very successful in business, that he's considered a genius by some people, and less than that by other people. And I've read that he has a stutter and that he's an ex-wife. So I can't sit here and pretend like I know Elon Musk. I don't. That's why I thought, well, let's open a discussion and talk about it, Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Malta. Okay, let's see. Okay. Hey, Ron Nelson, welcome back. Right, Robin. Robin says, I don't include narcissists as those with narcissist tendencies. I only consider those with NPD to be narcissists. And I think that's what we should be doing here. But the reason I brought up the point about narcissistic tendencies, or about narcissism as something we all have a little bit of, is because I think people get confused. I think people see, a lot of people who don't know what we know, who haven't been through what we've been through, they tend to think, oh, well, that person over there taking selfies is a narcissist. And some people even brag, oh, I'm a narcissist. It's not funny, but it's true. And that's why I brought that up. Johnny B. Good says, hi, Angie. I wanted to let you know I found someone better, and it was amazing. It just happened like night and day. She's really there for me and supportive. Johnny B. Good, that is amazing. And I'm so happy to hear it. Please be careful, but I'm so happy to hear it. I'm so happy. You deserve that. Okay, guys, I'm getting ready to rush out of here. I've got a very, very busy day today ahead of me, but I just wanted to pop in and say hello and get your feelings on Elon Musk. Again, I don't really know how valuable this was, but I hope we got a little bit in there. Malta, I'm so glad you were here with us today. As always, thank you. Thank you to Maddie. Thank you to everyone here. Yeah, I agree with you that saying that narcissists call the police on Black people is offensive. I agree with that. Okay, everybody, hugs and love to each and every one of you. And I'm so sorry for any negativity that occurred in the chat today. It is what it is. Thank you, Malta. Hugs and love, everybody.